Heyo, I'm Ari. I like to draw, and this is my video on the Colourzendo markers. I bought these from Walmart for like $10 each. That's not including tax, because I live in Canada and we have tax. well, um, and this I'm going to be doing 2 speed paints with these. One of them will be on marker paper and the other one will be on Bristol board. These markers have a bullet nib and a chisel nib, and this is going to be part of my summer drawing challenge that I have been doing. I'm going to explain that right now. Well, I am drawing the drawing on the marker paper. The summer drawing challenge that I am doing is, how do I explain this? I'm very awkward, I'm sorry. I will be drawing for the 2 months of summer, so every day for the whole month of July and August, but I am going away for a week in August, so that week will be made up in September, because I don't know how to schedule videos to go up on their own, so we're just gonna do a week in September instead. We won't be getting videos for about a week. I'm sorry about that. So, I'm going to be doing that, and not all of them will have voiceovers, as you have noticed, because I am very new to doing voiceovers, so we won't be doing that every time. And this is just to try and get me used to doing some voiceovers and drawing every day, because I honestly need to. I don't want to work where I work anymore, really. I'd rather do other stuff like drawing. This is the goal in life. So now that I've talked about that, we're going to talk about the drawings. This first drawing is a drawing of a fairy, of one of my many characters that I have to draw. I draw a lot of monsters. I love drawing monsters. I consider fairies and mermaids and elves monsters. Sorry if you don't, but I do. And I put them in like the same category as vampires and werewolves. So this is my fairy drawing. I did the line art first so I could erase the graphite, because the graphite was smudging on the marker paper and it wasn't going to look pretty with the markers over top of it, so that was just a safety precaution. And so I normally wouldn't do that, but it was just a safety thing because I didn't draw it in a color erase pencil. I drew it in a HB pencil that is sitting on my drawing board. I draw in HB pencils a lot because I have a lot of them for when I used to go to school. Not that I'm very many years out of school. But yeah, I like to draw in graphite. It doesn't always work well with some of my mediums, but I draw in graphite. But these markers worked really well. They didn't have any skin tone, which was kind of not good about that. But they also bled on the marker paper, which didn't make any sense to me, because they're markers, and it's marker paper, and they're alcohol-based, and they shouldn't have bled. I don't think they should have anyway, because it's marker paper, and they're markers, right? There's something wrong with this. I don't know. Well, I'm also shading with the markers because I just wanted to try and use the markers, which didn't work out very well for me because I normally shade in pencil crayon. Anyway, the beginning of this drawing, how it just had like the head and the shoulders. My camera did not record me drawing that, and I didn't realize that until after I had completely drawn the shape of the head and the shoulders. So I'm sorry, but that part of the drawing you don't get to see. It's not that interesting anyway. And this drawing had more of a theme around it. as for I had an idea of like the what is it? The ruler of the galaxy, and he's the character I normally draw quite a bit. So, and he's more of a fallen angel type of thing. But it worked well, and he looked great doing this. So that's what I decided to draw him. He has his arms stretched out holding part of the galaxy, which is that blob that's going to be on the bottom there, which I did try putting lighter colors into first before I put in the darker colors, which I do eventually cover up because it didn't look good. I don't know how to do galaxies properly with markers yet. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry that you can see my hair and my head a lot. Hopefully that will be less and less because I'm planning on getting a haircut. Hopefully you will not see my hair as much as you do now. Oh my head is like completely covering my drawing. I don't know, I like to lean to the left when I draw because I'm right-handed, and I put my camera there because I like to lean forward over my drawing, and quite often you can't see what I'm doing if I have it the other way around, just looking straight down, because it's the way I draw. Half the time I'm like on my knees on my chair, just right over the table drawing, and you can't see anything. And half the reason why you guys don't normally get sketches from me or watch me draw is because of that. But I don't trace at all. I completely create my own things, and these markers were wonderful for this drawing. It made me so happy. The Bristol board took the markers way better than the marker paper did. Like, they didn't bleed at all. They didn't create weird feathery like things or anything. They worked really well, and I didn't have to erase the graphite or line anything before I did it, which made me happy because the graphite did not smudge as much on this paper as it did on the other paper. And I do eventually use some other things on this picture because I wanted it to look more like a galaxy, and I couldn't exactly get that with the markers, so I did kinda, I guess you could say, cheated and used a kuretake metallic brush pen and that I got from our box, and my white gel pen, as well as my my fineliner. Well, it wasn't a fineliner, it was a brush fineliner that was really small that I quite like using. Here I am just coloring in the wings a bluey color, a bluey gray color. I do eventually shade those with the green marker, and it looks a little bit odd, but it gets better after I add in the line art. So the colors aren't exactly as accurate as they look in real life as they are on my camera for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the lighting or what. My camera just seems to always pick up the colors either lighter or in a different shade, and it doesn't look bad on my camera. It just looks different when I use my camera and record everything. So hopefully that doesn't bother you at all in any way. And I put the flowers around his head as like a ring to, like, most people know that Saturn has rings, right? Like, if you know anything about planets, you know Saturn has a ring around it. That's what that was like. That was my idea when I drew the flowers around his head. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a ring like on Saturn. But Saturn's a planet. It was like a spacey themed drawing, which I may or may not decide to make prints of on my store. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if my scanner wants to work with my computer, or if I can find an actually good place to get prints done. I'm sorry. Yeah. And just continuing to draw that. What else can I say about this? He's normally very pale, so I did end up putting yellow in the places where it would normally be like this pinky color, you know, like on your elbows, your tips of your fingers and stuff. There's like this pinky color there. You know, it's also in your cheeks. See, I put yellow there, and you did seem to. Well, it didn't look bad, so it didn't bother me too much. There's that green going into the wings. It looks a little odd. But yeah, I'm starting the line art. This picture did turn out better than the first one, I think. Not that I don't like the first one, I just didn't like the fact that the markers bled on marker paper, of all things. Like, I understand it would work well if it would do that in my sketchbook. Not that they do that in my sketchbook. Yes, I use markers in my sketchbook. I probably shouldn't, but I do. And, no, they didn't bleed on this paper. They bled on the marker paper for some reason. I'm really confused. This drawing lines. I'm using a prismacolor fineliner, I believe, in probably 03 or yeah, it's probably 03. It's like one of the only fineliners I use. I don't like to use the 005 ones unless it's like my staedtler fineliner. For some reason, I'm not quite positive on why that is. I'm like that. I like using certain supplies for certain things. And I will quite often use like a brush pen, like around the outside, and then do the face with like a fineliner. I think I'm going to be using my brush pen here soon. Yeah, there it is. And we're going to be seeing that green metallic marker soon, which I'm excited about. I got that from an art box, I believe. Yes, I got that from an art box. I buy my art boxes after I see other people use them, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like getting new art supplies. I only want to pay so much for it. I'll try it out, and if I like it, I'll buy more, pretty much. And I grabbed, I'm not bought any more of those colorful metallic markers because I don't normally use it and I have no way to use it. Here are the stars. So we should be getting to the end, and I will be showing you a close-up of him, and then there will be a close-up of both the drawings that you will be seeing. I'm sorry, the second one's better than the first one. And here we are, we should be at the end, and when the end screen comes up, those are not actually links because I can't figure out how to put links on. Sorry. So you can like, subscribe, you can leave a comment, you can check me out on my Instagram, Facebook, and you can check out my store, and bye bye! See you later!